Hi everybody, hope you're well. Today this video is going to basically just be a rundown of the VIP account. It's going to be quite quick and brief because one of the questions I had was, well, some people have been asking how do you become eligible for VIP and how do you become a VIP. So some of you may know this already, but if you don't, this is sort of just to give a general overview of it. Okay, so some people might have seen whenever you go on to a player's page, you'll have some of them will have this, and you can choose when you're a VIP whether to display that or not. So okay, and it'll also come up here and it'll tell you when it's going to end, when subscription ends, and when your Pegasus will continue from, if you have Pegasus account as well. So if we go into, there we go, just click on this. This is the easiest way to do this. So VIP account, right? How do you become eligible for it? Well, in order to be eligible for the VIP account, you must have purchased either 100 passes at least on the game, or you need to be ranked among the top 50 best players in either general ranking, the number of trophies, number of rosettes won during the past month, your breeding farm prestige, or creations, which is creators and collectors. So if I'll just basically show you. So the general ranking is here. Trophies here, obviously. And then for breeders, we've got down here is number of rosettes won this month, so anybody in the top 50 here would qualify for that. Then for breeding farm prestige, if you go into equestrian center rankings, then you can see it'll be this one here, okay? So if you're in the top 50 for that, that will count. And last of all will be the creations. So that will be for the biggest collectors and those who have made creations, the best creators in the game. So those are the ways that you can qualify for it. Horse rankings don't count, so it doesn't matter if you have the best horses on the game. If you don't rank in the best with some of the other ones, it doesn't count. So the horse rankings, ignore those. The subscription costs 10 passes per month. Sometimes they'll do like an introductory offer where it's like 5 passes for a month, but then it'll be 10 after that. It just depends. Sometimes they'll run offers, but it's not always there. So for 6 months, it's 50 passes, and you get an extra month free. So you're paying for 5, and you get another month. And you can convert your Pegasus subscription time to the VIP subscription. So if you already have Pegasus account, and if you get it, obviously it will show this. So see, it tells me when I'm subscribed. You know, if I decide to put my Pegasus account towards my VIP, so say you already have Pegasus account for a month and it's 3 passes a month, okay? Then you'll get 3 passes off as far as I remember. It depends the way it works. I haven't done it in ages, so I'm not 100% sure, but this is sort of all the different perks that there are. You've got the usual ones with the Pegasus account, so most of those are included with the VIP account, and some of them are expanded, so you can have more people on shared, for example. You can do more trades, you can, things like that, okay? So I'm not going to go into those, the ones that are offered by the by Pegasus account, because anybody can get Pegasus. Okay, so the first one is you can show the VIP status on your account, which I showed you a minute ago, where you can decide whether you want it on your page. Yeah, you can make the game faster by removing advertising. Now, if you've already bought 100 passes, it will automatically remove the advertising from the game. So that's really for those who you've got through the rankings rather than the passes. Purchase unlimited Halos Res. So that basically you can get Halos Res without the Harmony Pack, whereas if you're a regular player, you can only get the limited ones. So unlock the Horseshoe Studs bonus in the shop, and then filter competitions with the kitty difficulty level, for example. So I'll just give you a quick look of what that looks like if you don't know already. So I'm going to pick a random horse here, and if I click on this, as you can see, there's a little arrow here. So you can click it to sort it by the kitty level. So it'll do it, the kitty it'll sort it from highest to lowest, as you can see there. I can also choose to do it by difficulty, and there it'll do the difficulty, although you can't really tell here because it's all shown up as 0%. And then for the participants, so if they're entered or not as well. So there's a number of different ways you can use that perk there. Okay, so then, where was I? Save your favorite sales. Okay, so that's basically, you can go into the sales here, and if, say, for instance, I wanted to search for immortal Arabian horses, okay, and that was a favorite sale of mine, okay? There's loads there. Okay, what I can do is click to save this search, and then it'll give me, I can make a name, so I might want to call it Immortal Arabs, and I confirm that. And then whenever I go to manage my purchases automatically, if you have that option, you can just say that, so then you can, you know, set up if you want it to automatically buy some. For example, if you wanted to do that, you don't have to, obviously, it's just there, and you can delete any ones you don't want. So you can also, as you can see, this is the searches, so you know, I just click on it and it'll automatically do it for me again. So that's basically what that does. Then, what else have we got? Get a chance to maybe test up and coming Howrse features. Now, I can't remember if there's anything there that I've got to use access to this yet, so I don't think there's anything I've got access to with that yet, so I'm not going to comment on that for now. Create up to 2 teams. So with this, with the VIP account, one of the big things that people, why they want the VIP account, is because they can create teams. So that's really, a lot of people want that, and it's only 2 teams. You can join up to 10 with VIP account if you have an extra perk, which we'll get to shortly. Enjoy Achilles heel with the next pack, so you get the Achilles heel in the next pack and you don't need to add it on separately. Choose a gender if you're second full with a hero pack. That was a new standard one, so that everybody gets the benefit of that. So then you've got the 10 perks, right? And these you can change every 30 days. And as you can see, there's quite a wide variety there to choose from. And you just basically go through and choose which ones you want. So you can increase the amount of chance you have with breeding unicorns. You can change the hours between uniform coverings. So, covering, you can change the covering hours more frequently, so every 15 days rather than 30. You can configure the length of simplified training for each skill. So you'll need to go into your account and do that. If you have that option on. So you can set it to, 5 hours for dressage. So you just click. You don't have to, the way usually when you go to train a horse, for example, I'm just going to go to one of my horses here. I'm trying to think, is there one untrained relatively? Yeah, this will do. So if you see here, I have this set to do 6.5 hours, and then I just click that. Oh, okay, my horse doesn't have enough energy. I'm trying to see if there's any of them have enough energy. Okay, well, if I can't do that, then I unclick it, and it enables the normal training where I can select it. So that's basically what you can do. So you can set it up for whatever breed you're doing. Then what have we got next? Okay, so get the right amount of foods pre-selected for your horses. I absolutely love this perk. It's pure laziness. Oh, I've missed this as well. You can filter the horse sales by the ones you don't have yet. So creations, basically the golden apple coats that you don't have yet. That's what you can search for. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Get the right amount of food pre-selected for the horses. So basically you go in here and you click that, and you can see it already has brought up 6 and it's brought up 0s, and I just click feed. I didn't need to select it. I love that feature. Right, the next one is automatically resupply at store. I haven't used this, but it's basically just, if you can tell it to, if you run out of turnips, it'll buy more turnips for you. So reach 100 blup before your horse is 10 years. For that, you have to use a Nix pack to use that one. I don't bother with it. So this is more, if you blup with Nix packs all the time, if you can afford to do that, that's great, and you can use that one. So automated horse purchases, I sort of just looked at that a minute ago with you, where you can select how many horses you want, how much you're going to pay, and so forth with that. And if you're wondering if, say for example, somebody else chooses to buy any horses at this age with this thing on them for under 2,000 necklace, for example, and you do the same, whoever gets the horse is based on, it's just by chance, because if people have the same similar searches set, same kind of prices and stuff, it's just going to assign it to one of the other person. So you might get it one day, they might get it next. It's very much to chance. It's not one, because it doesn't matter if somebody set up their search 5 weeks ago and you've only set yours up today. You both have an equal chance of being able to get the horses that you've put up to automatically purchase. So assess the maximum skills of the horse. This is basically where you can calculate, but it's only valid on horses after that date of birth. I don't use it myself, or do I? No, I don't. Yeah, because I prefer to do it myself. But it's just really an added bonus, I suppose. If you're doing a lot of skilling, you might like it, for example. So purchase several horses or cancel several horse sales at a time. That's great because you can sell a lot of horses at once. So if I just go into let's see, I want to try and catch this. There we go. You know, you just click check all, and then you go, you know, put up for sale, and you can sell them all at once. The great thing about that feature is if you have a load of horses in your sales and you want to cancel, you don't have to sit and go cancel. You can just select to cancel all of them. But remember, that's only going to work in direct. It's not going to work in auctions, because auctions, once an auction's been bid on, you can't cancel it. So then bump your horse sales order to the top. So that means basically it puts your horses at the top of the sales. I tried that one out. I wasn't mad fussed on it, so I haven't bothered with it again. Then geld your stallions before they're 1 year and 6 months. So that's basically, you can geld them earlier. You don't have to spend as many agent points, and if you sell a lot of skillers, that's a great thing to have. Then we've got access new creations before everyone else. So you get access to them 12 hours before everybody else. So if we go to the creation space here, and you can see that, you know, this is when the results are displayed for everyone else, right? If you have that perk, you get to access them 12 hours before, and you'll be able to use them 12 hours before, as far as I remember. So I did have that one for a while. It's not such a big thing here on the UK server, because there's not really enough people to use 100 use codes immediately, whereas in international, they're just gone. Cancel the boarding of your horses when you're in own equestrian centre. So basically, that's great, because a lot of us have that problem. You know, you put a horse in your equestrian centre you weren't meant to, and it brings down the prestige, where now you can cancel it if you have that perk. So then we've got gain access to exclusive statistics about the game, right? So there you go. You've got horses groomed during the day, horses over 30-year-olds sent to heaven, passes won from sending them to heaven, competitions won during the day, visitors to your player page during the day, visitors to your equestrian centre during the day, horses groomed in order to win equus and raging points, sorry. So if you want statistics, if you're very much into keeping on, you know, I used to be whenever I hoarded equus to ridiculous amounts, but I don't really care anymore, so I don't bother with that. Then you've got join up to 10 teams, so I have that one selected, and it means I can join 10 teams instead of 2. Then we've got register your horses to competitions automatically in one click. That's pretty handy. Be careful how you use it though, I think, but I will show you what that does. So if you, right at the moment, I don't have this enabled, right? So if I click barrel, I have to go in and have to select where I want to go, whereas if I click that, then I just click it, and you see, it enters the horse into the competition. So pretty easy to do. And then you've got customize your horse's profile page. That basically means I can actually move these boxes about. As you can see, some of my stuff is in different places. I have my equestrian centre here instead of over here. I have my training high up. You can move these boxes around, most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. I just find it's easier for blocking, a lot quicker. So it just depends on your own personal preferences. So then we have customize your horse's oh no, I've already looked at that one. Sort your horses according to the skill or genetic potential. I don't have that one on, but basically all that means is, you know, the way with your horses in your breeding farm, just means you get an extra thing. You'll have them here. I just like to do it by date of birth because it makes sense to me. Now we've got offer up to 3 copies when trading it, or 3 copies. That's basically, you can put 3 items in exchanges. So say for example in the past you put up 3 hops for an MA. Or sorry, no, 2 hops for an MA, not 3. Okay, now you could put up 3 for an MA if you wanted to. And then we've got this one, change your horse's speciality regardless of their age. So it doesn't matter what age they are at all, I can change the speciality because I have that one on. And you can choose competition frequency in your equestrian centre. So if you want your competitions to run more frequently, especially if you're somebody that really wants to try and get your EC competitions higher in prestige, if you're running very high competition levels, that might be a good one if you can keep it going. And then remove show jumping and Western pleasure penalties. So basically there used to be penalties that people could incur, which sort of, I suppose, threw in a bit of extra fun in those particular Grand Prix and competitions. You can effectively remove that. And then we've got find competition rosettes in them. So if you have that one selected, I can't demonstrate it, but you can look for just rosette competitions. And then we've got remove the skill penalty when your horse doesn't have 100% health. So if you skilled in the past and your horse doesn't have some 100% health, if you were doing training, rides, or competitions. You would lose skills, which can make a big difference when you're doing a skiller, especially for the Grand Prix, or doing making a skill for rosettes. So you don't want to lose points, in skills. So that there, if you're doing it a lot, might be pretty handy. And then the final one we've got here is run a search on retired golden apples by number of copies and sales. So if you want to look for a particular copy of a coat that's only got 30, you can do that now if you have that perk. And then we've got the divine horse bonuses. Now I have none of these divines because I have absolutely no interest in them whatsoever. But we've got autumn +1 trade every week, so you can get an extra one. But it can't be combined with another offer, so I'm assuming that means that you can't combine it with the extra exchanges that you can do. Spring is lowered the maximum boarding duration of the equestrian centres to 1 day, so basically if you have that, you can have horses only boarded for 1 day in an AC. Maybe very good if you blow up a lot and you have a very high sort of turnover in boxes and you kind of need them quickly. Summer, then you get +50 horseshoes at the beginning of each great challenge, but that can't be combined with any other offers. So basically that's what currently stands. I'm sure there'll be more in future and whatnot. I hope that sort of I hope I didn't talk too quickly. I kind of really ran through that, but there's so much, and that video could have been getting exceptionally long and I didn't want it to. So I hope you've had a lovely day, guys. See you again. Bye bye.